Being a single mom is hard. I do not recommend this at all. If I can give it 0 stars or less than 1 star, I swear to God I would. I'm going to talk like this is a fucking review, because everybody always, oh, babies are so cute and you get to dress them up and all that shit. These motherfuckers is expensive. They expensive. They mouthy. And being a single mom or a single parent in general, the weight of parenting, the responsibilities, where they go to school, where they go to church, what they wear, what they listen to, what they watch, when their bedtime is, how much screen time do they get. Things is constantly changing. This school, this teacher, that teacher, if they being bullied, not being bullied. I don't recommend being a single mom at all, any way, shape, or form. And that's why I stopped having kids. I'm so grateful that I was not only a single mom, I was a teen mom. I was pregnant at 15 and a single fucking mom. And let me tell you something, this is not for the motherfucking weak. If you get through being a single mother, you are one of the baddest bitches on the planet. Not even just a single mom, single dad too. Because dad's even more so, because y'all really not, men is not really built to be single fathers. You know what I mean? Us bitches been being single moms forever. Okay? And the thing is that I don't want nobody to be a single parent. I don't want you to be a single dad. I don't want the female to be a single mom, because this shit hard. This shit hard. It is so hard if you have to work while you a parent. I decided to be a provider instead of a present parent. And as a single mom, that's what I take on the chin every motherfucking day. But I had to miss out on so much of my kids' life, their growth. I had to miss out on so much things that they did, their milestones, because I decided to be a provider. So I decided when I was a little girl, I was like, damn, even though they dad not really in their life like that, they not going to want for nothing. Because when I was a kid, money was the most important thing, what I thought what parenting was. So I'm like, I'm going to work 2-3 jobs. And that's what I did. But my presence was very much needed. My kids basically raised themselves as a single mom. That's what I decided to do. I decided to be a provider instead of present. I was present to a certain degree, but not like that. So with that being said, I really, really do not recommend being a single parent at all, especially a single fucking mother. This shit is hard. You gotta still go to work. You still gotta cook. You gotta clean. You gotta find your balance with being a single parent. If you're not gonna have no partner, if that new boyfriend, stepfather, step this, step that ain't gonna motherfucking help you, then they got to go. Your kids gotta be your main priority. And some men will be like, oh, well, when you gonna have time for me? You ain't got no business dating. If you're a single mom or parent for real, unless that person about to lock in with you, like lock in, because you ain't supposed to have multiple boyfriends around your kids anyway. And you ain't supposed to have multiple girlfriends around your kids anyway. It needs to be somebody that really want to be with you. Because the whole purpose for me as a single mother, when I was dating, was to get help raising my kids. That was the whole point. It wasn't to be fast. It wasn't to feel different dicks. It wasn't to, have sex with this one, that one. It wasn't to have bragging rights. It was so I can help raising these kids that I had. I was dating for a purpose. But I wind up not meeting somebody that could really help me and raise my kids. And that's why these niggas done fucked up now. Because my son is 18. I'm about to be out here. I don't see no point of settling down now. None. Hey, Lakeisha. Thank you. I'm talking about being a single mom and how I don't recommend it. 0 stars. 0. Wait. Find you somebody that you locked in with. Get a partner. Get a husband, possibly. whatever. And even that doesn't guarantee that you're not going to be a single parent. Because at the end of the day, your husband could die, your wife can die, and you may have to raise them kids by yourself. And if you have to be a single parent, it is one of the most mentally traumatizing. Being a single parent is traumatizing. It drains you mentally, physically, emotionally. And if you're really doing parenting right, and if you're really a good parent, it is going to be one of the worst experiences that you go through. Because you constantly worrying about your kid, and you constantly sacrificing. I'm not going to eat so they can eat. Some people get it automatic. Some people get that shit overnight, and some people just never get it because they realize, and that's why I understand why people get their kids up for adoption, or they wind up not having a kid and stuff like that, because they can't stop being selfish. The moment that you have this child, and I was 15, 16 knowing that shit, the moment that you have this child, it's no longer about you. Your traumas don't motherfucking matter. If you hungry, it don't matter. If you hot, it don't matter. If you cold, it don't matter. The only thing that matters is if that baby is hot, cold, fed, and safe. Even if you ain't got nowhere to sleep, you gotta make sure your kid got somewhere to sleep. If you didn't eat all day, it don't matter. If them kids ate at school and you got a meal for them when they get home, your belly does not fucking matter. And that's why it's so hard doing this task as being a parent alone. And I don't recommend that anyone on this earth be a single parent, because the kids is the ones that gotta suffer. Being a single parent, it is no way to give the kids the attention, the love, and just nurturing that they need. It's really hard. And then it's no way to do all of that and give so much of yourself. Diva, sit down. To give so much of yourself to a kid and still not lose yourself. Thank you for the hearts. Let me see if I can do my little thing. Hold on. It's really no way. I try to give you a heart. I don't think it's going to do it because I got these ugly ass green nails. It's no way to not lose yourself. It's no way to not hit depression at least once or twice as a parent. It's no way that you can't. It's like you keep giving all your energy into these kids, and then let alone you have another one. I fucked around and had 2 kids. Been a single mom. Thug this shit. I mean, when I say I thug this bitch out, I thug this shit out. You get what I'm saying? Like, my son is turning 18 tomorrow, and I'm like in disbelief that I actually did this. I remember I was so scared. I was so scared. I thought my life was over. I never seen that I was going to get this far in life. I never thought that I was going to get to 34, let alone 24. Like, I really didn't. I thought my kids was going to live without me, because I just knew that I was just too depressed. I was too stressed, and I was just going to off myself because I felt like my kids was better without me. And I'm happy I didn't. I'm happy I got to see with my own eyes and watch them grow. I'm happy that I realized that I was just depressed and stressed and overwhelmed. And it's like, it is really no book to raising kids. Now it's a little better because you got little help here and there. You could YouTube, you can Google, you could this, that, and the fourth. But before, you couldn't do none of that type of stuff. Single mom hacks and tricks and this and that and all that. Now it's different now. But the main point is that if you got the option to be a single parent or not, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't have kids with somebody who don't want to have kids with you. Don't have kids with somebody that's not going to help you take care of the kid. Don't have kids without having a conversation of expectations. I expect for you to live with me, put this kid in bed. I expect for you to feed this child. If I can't feed the child, I expect for you to go 50-50 and half on raising this baby, like we went 50-50 and half on creating this baby. I expect for your family to be involved. And I expect for you to, you know, stay in this religion or that religion or everything. So much stuff has to be talked about when you have a child. If we ever split up, conversation has to happen. If we ever split up and we have to co-parent, even though I don't want to, but if we ever have to, I want us to be mature about it. I want to wait till the kids is 18, or I want to do it at this age or that age or whatever. You get what I'm saying? It's just so much talking that's not being talked about when it comes to having kids. If we have a sick baby, what are we going to do? Do we keep our sick baby? Do we put our sick baby in a nursing home? Do we have nursing care at home? What do we do? All these things need to be talked about expectations on what to do and how you're going to do it. And honestly, I feel like all parents need counseling and therapy, not just people in relationships. I feel like all parents need therapy and counseling, because that couple, that boyfriend, that girlfriend is no longer a regular relationship now. Your relationship is now based, and your priority is now the child. So thank you for, like, I think that was Jade. Hey Jade, what's up, Doc? So with that being said, you gotta know exactly how you want this child to be raised. Who's gonna be head of household? Who's gonna make more money? And if you lose your job, what happens? What's the plan? What you gonna do? What's the savings for you? What's the savings for the kid? You get what I'm saying? It's just so much I feel like everybody is just kind of out here winging it and just throwing the kids into the mix. And they wonder why the kids is, you know, they have mental health problems and they don't know how to handle their anger. They don't know how to manage money. They don't know this and the fourth, because they don't know how to be in love. If you teaching the kids bad habits and bad traits, and then you want to look to the left and right like, why they acting like this? They ain't doing nothing but acting like a smaller version of you. And at times when you're a single parent, so much of your bad habits go on your kids because you don't got nobody checking you. Like right now, my kids, I was a single mom. My kids got smart ass mouths. Maybe if I had a nigga in my life that was like, all right, like, your mouth a little reckless, like, you need to calm down, you need not say this, that. Now, mind you, I don't argue in front of the boys ever. I never really argue in front of the boys. Like, I keep that shit tight. You know what I'm saying? After I dealt with their dad and stuff like that, and they seen so much arguing and abuse and all that stuff, I made sure that no boyfriend. I be damned. You know what I'm saying? Their dad gave them enough trauma. I ain't gonna let no boyfriend get them no trauma. I be fucked up. That's not even their blood. But I realized that certain things, and even like my money habits, my spending habits, stuff like that, my kids got that. You know what I'm saying? My kids got that. So I feel responsible to a certain degree with a lot in their lack of like affection. Because the thing is that I couldn't be super affectionate, because being affectionate can also be a sign of being weak. And I didn't want to feel weak or look weak towards my kids when I had to go to work, because I wanted them to know that money was priority for raising them. And in a sense, maybe I went a little too hard. Maybe I went a little too hard. Working 6-7 days a week, 16-hour shifts. Maybe I went too hard. Looking back, maybe I could have spent a little bit more time with them. But they boys. And I hate to say that they boys like that, but they boys, and they need to understand how important money is when it comes to raising a child, especially if you don't have the other partner or the other parent. So I am proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for getting where I need to be. And I did it. But if you have the choice, if it's anyone young right now If it's anyone who don't have kids right now, don't rush. Take your time. Have kids with somebody that's going to be there in their life, and that's also going to be there for you, because raising kids is going to put you on a roller coaster of emotions, a roller coaster of finances. You might lose your job because you want to stay at home with the baby. You can't stay at home. Your leave might be over. Baby might only want to be fed on the breast, all this stuff. And that's another thing. It's just so much decisions. Do you breastfeed? Do you bottle feed? Do you put them on formula? When do you put them in daycare? Don't put them in daycare. Do you want a family member watching your child? All this type of stuff goes into being a single parent. And then anything that you had planned for yourself, school, your dreams, your goals, all that, you can get to it. It's going to be a little harder. But some stuff you're going to have to put on hold until they 18, 19, when they could kind of fend for themselves a little bit and you got just a little bit more freedom. And for some people nowadays, especially how selfish people are, you're not going to be able to do it. I mean, having kids is nothing but sacrifice, and nothing is worse than the feeling of feeling like I'm the only one that's sacrificing. Their dad don't gotta sacrifice nothing. I'm sitting here, I look busted, my nails ain't done, my hair not done, I ain't got no nice shoes because I only got enough to afford my child a pair of nice shoes and not me. You get what I'm saying? My baby's sick, which made me sick. Now I can't go to work. Now I can't make extra money. It's just a cycle. It's a constant cycle of just emotions constantly going round and round and round. You're going to wind up feeling like you bipolar. That's how bad being a single parent is. You're going to feel like you're losing your fucking mind. If you're a single parent and you feel like you're losing your mind, that is exactly how you're supposed to feel. Then, what's another thing is when you try and reach out for assistance, help with electric, help with housing, help with this and that. Depending on your job, which majority of the jobs don't even qualify, they're going to say you make way too much. And they're not going to help you. So you're not going to get help from the other parent. You don't get help from assistance. And then if you go to work nonstop and your kid misbehaves or they act up, or they, you know, like my kids right now, they at a point where they feel like they grown, they feel like they basically raised themselves because I was going to work all the time because I wanted to provide for them. They kind of feel like I can't tell them nothing, so sometimes I gotta check them like, yeah, nigga, I said do this, I said do that. Or they don't really fuck with authority even in school because they had that freedom of cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, doing stuff for themselves. So I'm the type of person that's always want to say, look, I was always telling yourself before you start telling other people. So I see a lot of single moms that's overwhelmed. I see a lot of single moms that's stressed out. I see a lot of single moms that, you know what I mean, just want to end their life. I get it. I understand. But maybe we need to start talking life into our kids and stop saying, I want you better than me, and start literally being more direct and say, I want you to have a partner. And this man or this woman don't look like they in it for the long run. They look like they're going to leave you as a single parent. And I don't want you to be a single parent because of how hard it is. Like, literally break it down to the T. Everybody used to say, oh, you growing up too fast, you growing up too fast, you got your whole life ahead of you, stuff like that. I never really understood that type of stuff. But if somebody broke it down to me, like, real bad like that, like, you know when they do them little egg projects, and they like, oh, this is going to be a little temporary baby. It's going to be a baby. You got to make sure it don't crack this and that. They need to do temporary baby dads and baby mom scenarios to really, like, get people to understand that our parents made this shit look like it was sweet to a certain degree. But the shit is hard. This shit is hard. It's painful. It's brutal. Being a single parent is fucking brutal. And I'm going to keep saying it, I don't recommend it to anybody. It's sad. It's lonely. It's miserable. It's frustrating. It's overwhelming. You're overstimulated all the time, constantly. Even when you sleep, you feel like I should be up, make sure I gotta watch my kids and protect my kids, because you gotta be the protector, the provider, the nurturer, everything that these kids need when you're a single parent. You can't put the protect and provide on the father. You gotta protect and provide. You can't put the nurturing and this, that, and the fourth, especially if you got no nanny. A lot of us don't got money for nannies or babysitters, all that type of stuff, someone to raise your kids, and you don't want to put your kids on your parent because they don't raise you. And you don't want to feel like a failure because you gave your kids to your parent or you gave your kids up for adoption. So people who really stick it out and thug it out and become a single parent and decide, I'm going to be a single parent. This is what the fuck I'm going to do. That shit tough. And I'll be the first. I might be the first or the last. I might be the realest person that's going to be out here, female out here, that sit here and say, don't fucking do it. If you got the option to wait, if you got an option to get a husband, if you got an option to get a wife, I don't care if it's a same-sex marriage. I don't care if y'all adopt later on in life. Get your money first. Get your career first. Get your foot in the ground first. And then have kids. And then even when you have kids, that might separate you. It might split you up. It might stress you out to the core, to the pits of your fucking soul. You may never be that person that you was. The version of you before kids is not going to be the version of you after kids, and I can guarantee it. It is a life-altering change overnight. And if that other person don't tap in, that other parent don't tap in, you are going to resent them. And you will never see them the same. The love, deep, deep love that you have is not going to be there anymore, because now the love for your child has overcome the love that you have for this partner or parent that isn't doing anything. And then one day you wake up in the morning like, damn, I don't like you at all. You got to go. You making life harder for me to raise my child. And then you realize it's a lonely path after that. It's just downhill. Because you never find nobody that's going to really love your child like their own. Like their parent. They say they do. They rock with them to a certain degree. Even people who really, truly feel like they love your kid like their own. It's still not the same. You always in the back of your mind. Like, damn, if this was their kid, they wouldn't have did this. They wouldn't have said this. They wouldn't have moved like this. They would have worked a little harder. I guarantee you. So listen to Monster. Don't be a single parent. And tell your kids, don't be a single parent. Tell them to really, truly lock in. And even then, wish them luck. Because they still might end up being a single parent.